It's Tuesday, September 3rd. I only have 3 orders to ship out today. Let's get to work. So since I only have 3 orders to ship out, I thought this would be a good opportunity to talk about one of the most important things you can do as an eBay reseller to boost your sales. Yesterday, I had a ton of errands to run and I did not list a single thing. I think Monday, wait, it's Wednesday. All right, rewind. Today's Wednesday, September 3rd. These holiday weekends always mess me up. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what's going on. Today's Wednesday. I only have 3 orders to ship out because I didn't list anything yesterday. You don't list anything, you don't sell anything. Monday I listed, I think, 8 items. So I'm about to give you some advice that I didn't even follow myself. In my opinion, one of the most important things you can do to boost your own eBay sales is to list consistently. Now, when I say consistently, I don't mean you have to list exactly 5 items every day. You know, it doesn't have to be the same amount every day, but you've got to like feed the beast, so to speak. That's a term that a lot of resellers throw around. There is some kind of eBay algorithm. I don't pretend to know what it is, but I've seen a lot of patterns over the years and years and years and years that I've sold on eBay. One of those patterns is listing consistently. If you list every day, or at least Monday to Friday, I usually do Monday to Friday, you're gonna see more sales, period. Obviously you have to list stuff that sells, good inventory, not just junk. But yes, the more you list, the more you're gonna sell. So since I didn't list anything today, naturally I don't have as many sales today. Something I like to do that I think helps is, let's say I come in on a Monday and I know that Tuesday I'm not gonna be able to get anything listed. Like, for example, yesterday I had a lot of errands to run. They took way more time than I expected them to. I was planning on listing yesterday, but it just, time got away from me. So in hindsight, if I can go in the time machine and go back to Monday, what I would have done is I would have listed, I think I got 8 things listed. I would have listed 4 and I would have drafted 4. Then on Tuesday, I would have listed those drafts. I can't guarantee you that it makes a difference, but I think it helps. I think the daily listing and feeding that algorithm or whatever eBay is doing, I think it helps. So I think spreading it across multiple days instead of all at once, I do personally think it helps. If you ask 100 different eBay sellers, you're probably gonna get 100 different answers. So don't take my word for it. This is all like my personal experience. But yeah, I always tell people, if you already know ahead of time that like your next 2 days or 3 days or whatever it is, maybe you can only list 1 day a week. Maybe you've got 1 day of free time to knock out your listings. And if you do, my advice would be to spread that across. So if you can knock out 20 in a day, I would say, you know, pick the 5 days, Monday to Friday, list 4 on day 1, and then draft 16 on day 1, and then each day do 4 more. So that every day you've got, you know, however many listings pumping that eBay algorithm. And I'm super curious. Fellow eBay sellers, if you're watching this, leave a comment below. Let me know if you think I'm crazy or if you think there's something to it. But I can tell you for sure, listing consistently will help your sales. Okay, I must have sold something this morning because now I'm seeing 4 sales. We're going to C42 for the first thing. This is some, I think it's cologne. I made a big cologne and perfume buy not too long ago. This is Hugo EDT. Let's see, 5.1 ounce. I had these listed for a long time. They just weren't really selling, so I sent out some best offers. This one sold for $55, free shipping. Okay, next thing is some Hollister, what are these called? Ostomy pouches. Let's see here. It's 14606. And it's a lot of 3. I got these at a church sale, the same church sale I got the basketball cards, and I wasn't filming because my camera died after I got all the basketball cards, and I went back in and I did another lap, and I found all these, and there was even more than this. I've listed some and I've sold some already. I got all of them for 20 bucks. So it was really like, I think about 40 or 50 of these boxes. And let's see, 14606. Yeah, so I sold 3 of these. I made lots of 3. And I just did 1 listing, quantity 6, lots of 3 because there's 18 of them here. And let me just see, these sold for $29.99 free shipping. These are definitely a medical thing. So word to the wise, anytime you come across medical stuff, tread very carefully. What I mean by that is you kind of have to look under the numbers a little bit with eBay. So for example, like CPAP machines, can't sell CPAP machines on eBay. But if you look on eBay, you will find a few listings for CPAP machines, and you might even find a few listings for sold CPAP machines. And when you see those sold listings, you're thinking, these people sold them, why can't I sell them? So eBay has a rule against selling CPAP machines, and they have rules against selling a lot of different medical equipment. But it makes it tricky, right? Because if you're trying to buy something and then you're looking it up and you're saying, oh, look, these people sold them, there's active listings, I must be able to sell them. Then you put them up, eBay takes them down right away. So you really have to be careful. The reason I bought these is because there were thousands of active listings and thousands of sold listings. So I'm like, okay, these must not be against eBay rules, because really they're just empty pouches. You know, they're just pouches that connect to something. So I don't think it's an issue. What I always tell people when they say, oh, there's people that sold them, why can't I sell them? I say, well, there's people that run red lights that don't always get pulled over. You know, that's my analogy. You can break the law, you're not always going to get caught. You're not breaking the law by listing something on eBay that they won't let you, but you're breaking the rules. Sometimes unknowingly, you know. Sometimes I've listed things and I have no idea. But yeah, do your due diligence, because sometimes eBay just brings the hammer down. I've seen several cases where somebody unknowingly lists something or breaks a rule that they don't know about, and eBay is just like, you know what, you're banned for a week, you're banned for a month. They're kind of like judge, jury, and executioner. They really are. So do your best to figure out what the rules are and what you're allowed to do and you're not allowed to do before you list the thing. All right, next up we're going to D21. Let's see, up here, I sold a DVD that I got at Goodwill. Oh, these are cool. These are broom ball shoes. I wonder if those things are ever going to sell. This is a DVD I got at Goodwill. It's a weird setup too. Look at this. You slide it out and it's in a CD case, but it is definitely a DVD. This is extremely rare. Doesn't always necessarily mean it's valuable. I paid $1 for it. I only got $15 free shipping. It sat for the longest time, but I just went through and did inventory of my stuff since I moved, and I canceled a lot of listings and relisted them, and this was one of them. And when I relisted it, boom, it sold. All right, we're back to these for my last thing I'm shipping out. Somebody bought 4 lots of 3. So they got 12 of them. So let's see, we've got 5, 6, 9, 12. So we'll take 3 of these out. We got 1 lot of 3 left of these. They paid $120 free shipping. I'm knocking out some listings. I wanted to show you guys something. I was looking in a bag, and I got these at a garage sale. I guess it's been about a week ago. These Lord of the Rings costume elven ear tips from Ruby's. I don't know why I had the bag at the house. I had a bag with like one of the pair of cowboy boots that I had bought, and then these elven ear tips. And I paid $1 each for these. And as you can see, there's a sold listing of $9.99 plus shipping. That's from July, and Halloween's just around the corner. As I'm recording this, it is September 3rd. So we've got, I guess, like 7 weeks, 8 weeks till Halloween. So this is the perfect time of year to be selling these. Now, I wouldn't normally recommend buying a $1 item to sell it for $10. I just don't think, you know, the time and effort and everything there is really worth it. Everybody has their own system, but for me personally, I like to get $15 to $20 for something that I'm gonna list. But with these specifically, since there's 4 of them, I can just do 1 listing, quantity 4, and by the time they all sell, it should bring in 40 bucks. You know, so $4 into 40, absolutely, I'll do that 100 times out of 100. And I'm pretty sure these should all sell before Halloween. At least I'm hoping they do, because if they don't, I might have to wait till next year. But also there's like Renaissance festivals. We've got a Ren Fest here in the greater Cincinnati area. And I know there's a lot of Ren Fests and Comic-Cons and things like that. So it might not be just exclusive to Halloween, but obviously around Halloween time, these are going to be a much hotter item. So yeah, I'll list them. I'll probably do $13.99 free shipping and quantity 4, and hopefully make some money on these. Thursday morning, I only have 1 order to ship out, and I listed 16 things yesterday. So there goes my theory that if you list, it'll sell. It is raining today, so I had to close my garage door. Even though I've only got 1 order, that's just going to give me more time to get some things done around here. I've got a lot of stuff to prep. This is the one thing I'm shipping. This is an Alfonso Soriano bobblehead. Got this at a garage sale a few months ago for $5, sold for $24.99, free shipping. As you can see, this office is just a complete and total mess. I mean, I've just been throwing stuff in here to get out of my storage unit, and it's just total chaos. I have a little bit of a vision for how I want to set this up. This wall desk thing was already there, so I think I'm going to leave that there for now. I put my photo box on it just for the smalls, but a lot of the bigger stuff like these baskets I can't fit in there. So what I'm going to do is go to Menards, it's the local hardware store, and they sell this, I think it's for bathrooms actually. I think it's for like bathroom walls. It's this like vinyl material. I think it comes like 4x6. What I'm going to do is get 2 sheets of that, put one of them on the wall, and it's stark white, so it's good for photos. And then I'll put one of them on my table here and tape it down really good. And that will work as a photo backdrop. I've used it before. It cleans off really nice. It's easy. And I think it's going to do the job. So let's go to Menards. So this is Menards. If you've never been, it is a really interesting store. I would say, think if Walmart and Home Depot had a baby, it would be Menards. So there's a lot of hardware, but then there's a lot of random stuff. Like you can see they sell blue jeans. Here's the bird seat. I always get my bird seat at this place because they've got a really good price for it. And all my local birds seem to like it. And here is the item we came for. This is the Plastex wall panel that is meant to go on the wall of like a shower, and it is waterproof. And while I was gone, I made a couple sales, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get those packed. I sold an Atari game. Let's see, Stargate. It's this one right here. Part of a recent video game buy I made, so I've only got a few bucks into it. That's sold for $19.99, free shipping. Next is another video game thing. We're going to B31 for this one. I sold a controller. This one right here, I have 2 of them. This is a Sega Saturn controller that sold for $24.99, free shipping. All right, I got this thing cut up, and I think I'd mentioned it was 4x6, but it's actually 4x8. Here is Plastex waterproof wall panel. I got this piece cut up for the table, and then this is a 4x4 that's going to go on the wall. And I just used standard scissors. It was a little tough to cut through it, but it wasn't too bad. As you can see, this piece has some footprints on it. I'm sure when it was getting shipped or moved or something, it got some footprints. So we are going to test my theory of just how easily this thing is going to wipe off. I'm just using like some basic Method all-purpose cleaner. So let's give this a cleaning real quick. I feel like I'm on an infomercial for like a ShamWow or something. Wow, look how easy. Look how easy it is to clean. It comes right off. There you go. I mean, you see the shadow of my camera, but other than that, it cleans up pretty good. Now, the last time I used these, I think I had them for about a year, I don't know, maybe 18 months, and then obviously they're going to get scuffed up. It just happens, you know, putting a bunch of stuff on it over time. But they do clean up pretty easily. Over the years, I've used a bunch of different things. I've used like a white linen cloth for a photo thing. I've used like white wood, but this is my favorite, is this Plastex wall panel. For the cost, it's not too bad. You know, I think it was like 28 bucks or something, and it should last me at least a year, hopefully more. All right, here's the finished product. It is by no means pretty, but it is functional, and functionality is what I care about. Yes, there's ugly duct tape holding it down, but that's not in the shot, obviously. I just needed a big, you know, backdrop of white and on the table. There is a seam that you can see, so if you're going for something seamless, it might be a little trickier. You might have to get like a drop cloth if you really want seamless photos, even for your big stuff. But for me, this does the job, and for not a lot of money. I put this Cincinnati Bearcat stuffed animal here because I'm going to take a picture of it, and I'll put it in the video here so you guys can see like what the quality is. I've got fluorescent lighting in here. I don't have any lights yet. I really hate those huge umbrella lights that like sit on the floor. I can't stand those. They take up so much space, and I just don't really like the light that they offer, and they're so expensive. So I might see if I can get away with no extra lights for now and see how I do. But I've seen some tabletop options that aren't too bad, that, you know, have like a little tripod with like an LED panel light that aren't too bad. I've used some of those before, and they can really make a photo pop. But just for now, I'll take a picture of this and show you guys what it looks like. I made a road trip to my buddy Justin's auction warehouse. This is beyond the door. This is where he stores everything that's coming in to sell. And they've always got like a rotation of stuff. Stuff's coming in, stuff's coming out. I thought this Cincinnati Reds poster was so cool. He said it's coming up to the next auction, so I'm going to try to make it mine because I think it would look amazing on the wall of my warehouse. He gets a lot of collectibles, just a little bit of everything. Every time I come here, I see something different. I just left my buddy's auction place, and I wanted to take the opportunity to tell you guys kind of what I do with him and why I get a lot of benefit from it. So I've known Justin for, gosh, I guess it's been like 10 years now. And I remember when he was first starting up his auction, he and I went to lunch, and he was, you know, grilling me with all kinds of questions because I was running my Look What I Found auction back then. And he has just taken off and done amazing with it. In my opinion, he's one of the best around for what he does. He takes consignments and sells some of his own stuff all through his auction website, Beyond the Door, and he runs it through HiBid. If you've never been on HiBid, it's really interesting, and you can find some good deals for stuff to flip. What they do is they have auctioneers all over the country, and they allow them to set up on their website, similar to like an eBay, right? The same way everybody sets up and sells on eBay. But typically with HiBid, they're running it out of an auction house, or they're doing like an estate or something like that. And it's a solid site. I think it's pretty user-friendly. I've been buying stuff on there for years. And Justin has developed a really solid bidder base. He's got people that go on the site every week. They're always looking at what new stuff that he's got. And he gets some pretty decent money for stuff. So what I do is the stuff that isn't a good fit for eBay that I buy. Like for instance, today I bought like a freestanding globe at a garage sale for $5. And I bet on his website it's gonna bring about 30 if I had to guess. And I'm gonna pay him, let's see, I think it's 23%. He's got like this tiered commission structure. So if I'm paying him 23%, you know, roughly, let's say $6, $7, I think I'm gonna come away with $20 for that globe. Now, would I drive across town just to bring him one globe? Of course not. But his most recent auction, I got a lot of cards that I'm gonna sell on Whatnot, and I also had things I was selling in that recent auction, so I needed to go out there to get a check anyways. So I really kill multiple birds with one stone when I go out there. I'm usually picking up something I bought, picking up a check for what's sold, and I'm bringing him more stuff to sell in the next auction. So I say all that to say, for one, if you're local, definitely check him out. It's Beyond the Door Auctions. He's not paying me to sponsor him, you know, to do the video or whatever. I just like shouting him out because he does really good business, and I like to throw as much business his way as I can. And secondly, even if you're not in the Cincinnati area, see if you've got any good local auction houses around you. It could be a live auction, it could be online, but when you're reselling, you want as many feathers in your hat as you could possibly get. You want to have all these outlets of places that you can go to and sell. eBay, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, a local auction, whatever it is, so that if you're buying stuff and you realize later on, you know what, this actually isn't going to be a good fit for eBay, or this isn't going to be a good fit for Amazon or whatever, or maybe it's not moving on Facebook Marketplace and it's just been sitting around for a while. It's like, hey, let's go take it to the auction house, see what we can get. You can develop a relationship with these people, figure out what they sell, what they don't sell, and it can really open up a lot of avenues for you. Whatever you're out and about at, garage sales, thrift stores, whatever it is, wherever you're out and about buying things, you want as many opportunities to buy as possible to flip and make some money. I can't tell you how many times over the years when I just started buying that I would walk by something and say, you know what, that probably has value, but I don't know what to do with it. I don't know, I can't ship it, right? I don't know how to sell it, and I just left it there. Whereas now when I see stuff, I know I can take it to Justin, I can do Marketplace. Like, I've got all these other different avenues because I see so much of my competition going to garage sales looking for one thing, or looking for just small things that they can ship or whatever, and they leave a lot of money on the table. So food for thought, give it a look. HiBid.com and Beyond the Door Auctions, I'll put links to both down in the description of this video. It is Friday afternoon. I'm back from the garage sales, and I've got 7 orders to ship out. First thing is down here in D51. Matter of fact, I think we sold more than one thing, so we're just going to pull the whole box. I sold a pair of Atari games. These are double ender. I'd never seen these before, but I got them in a recent bulk buy, so I've got a few bucks into them. Pretty neat. They got a game on each side. The pair sold for $19.99, free shipping. Going to B31 next. Let's see here. I sold the other Sega Saturn controller. I think it was just a day or two ago I sold the other one. That sold for $24.99, free shipping. Okay, D51, I was right. I sold this Next Playground. This is a game I got for my kids. I bought this a few months ago, and I paid $190 for it, and it was actually on sale at the time. I want to say it was like the Amazon Prime days or something that I got it on sale, because now it's like $250. This was super fun. The kids enjoyed it, but they just lost interest pretty quickly. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to sell it. And I got most of my money back. It sold for $165, free shipping. All right, we're going to D41 next. I sold a game called Dish Aster. Where's it at? Right here. The label was not in great shape, so I priced it accordingly. This sold for $19.99, free shipping. Okay, I sold a Bally computer arcade astrocade system. I think it's this one. Let me pull this box. Pretty sure this is it. Yeah, so this has a couple of the controllers. I think you guys saw in a different video, I saw a few of these controllers. I would have put them with this, but I forgot I had this. That's how much video game stuff there is from this big buy I've had. This came with a bunch of games. It's got all these games. They're like cassette tapes, basically. It's kind of interesting. It sold for $249.99, free shipping. When I pack this thing, I'm gonna pack the games separately, and this is made of plastic, so if I don't secure this the right way, it's just gonna crack into a bunch of pieces. So what I'm gonna do is bubble wrap this. I'll do a separate box just for this piece inside the box of everything else. So I'll take my time packing it to make sure that it arrives safely. All right, going back to D41, two more sales in here. I guess I could have just pulled the whole box. This one and this one. So I sold this Rampage Atari game for $34, free shipping. I took a best offer on that. I think I had it listed for $40. And then this Hero game, again, label's in bad shape. It's missing half that label. This is a pretty valuable game. That one sold for $70, free shipping. And that is it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.